Michael, thanks for having us here. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Not a problem at all. So we've had a really good 2 days at InfoSec Netherlands. We've had lots of good conversations, some really good discussions with business owners, CISOs, IT directors about all sorts of problems about in the cloud, on premise, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you spending some time with me just to ask a few questions, a bit of a quick fire round about some of your perspectives on IT security and what you think is broken and what you think needs fixing, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I think I'll just start off really with CISOs. Okay, so CISOs have a real job on their hands. They're tasked with, making sure that the organisation's data is secure. Frankly, from your perspective, do you feel that's an IT problem or is that a business problem? What do you think?
That's definitely a business problem. Only the problem is much larger today. In the past, we always had the castles, like we had the big walls, and everything within the castle was protected, and we know where the data was, where people were, where information were, how information flowed within the organization from outside to inside and from inside to outside. With the adoption of cloud and the easeability of adoption of cloud by even end users, everything is going much faster. There's much more technology available in different levels and different forms of security. And that really makes the job of a CISO or anybody responsible for IT security much harder because it's no longer within your castle.
I see, right. So it's no longer just the IT department's problem. If there's a problem or an incident, it's a business problem wholly, not just confined to the IT department.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
In my honest opinion, there is no IT risk because if a component fails within IT, small or big, it's always normally results in a business process being stopped or being slowed down or being less inefficient than before.
I see. Okay, but surely when an individual is responsible for some data and there's an issue with that data, it's leaked or whatever, surely that's their responsibility. So the courts during any inquiry in the future would say, no, it's not the organisation's problem. It was this individual who's responsible for the leak. Is that right?
It depends on the situation because is there any intent? Is it accidental leakage? What happened in the situation? And that's one of the things where regulation is still in a little bit of grey area because one of the things in legislation is like you have to do until a certain amount of measurements to protect your data. But what is that certain amount of measurements you need to take as an organization? And whose responsibility is that?
Right.
Is it the responsibility of management to educate the user, or is it the responsibility of the user to ask for education and receive the education?
I see. And I suppose there's no case law set yet, so we just don't know. It almost needs trialling in the courts really to work out what's what.
I think that's one of the reasons why the adoption around GDPR is still quite limited because there are still no real examples being made like, okay, this is the fine, this is what you have to pay, this is what you need to do to protect your data. There's no reference frame.
Sure. I see. Okay, cool. So going back to what you mentioned about cloud adoption and organisations are adopting the cloud more and more, or they're looking to put their infrastructure into the cloud.
Yeah.
Do you think there's some sort of, or do you think there's still a latency, or there's some concerns where organisations are perhaps not going as fast, they're not, really going full steam ahead with a cloud adoption campaign because of the security concerns, or do you think that we're now in a situation where we know the security risks and we could just get in the cloud, there's no problem? What do you think about that?
I think it's twofold. One way, the one is we don't always know what the cloud can offer, even in security measurements, but also in functionality.
Okay.
And the second one is there's so much to choose from, so where are you going with the organization? Are you going left? Are you going right? Are you going with the one solution or going with the other solution? And how are you going to protect your information while it's out there, like everywhere? Because everybody expects to be able to work on mobile, on desktops, on laptops, in the plane, in the train, in the office, at home. So the demand from the end user has also shifted over the last couple of years. So it's really challenging to get that right position with the right people, because those people need to be educated on what's possible within the solutions itself.
Got you. Okay. So as a business owner or as a CISO and IT director, trying to sort of get to grips with the security issues with moving to the cloud, or even in fact just in the market for a data security platform, is it becoming harder or easier, or is it, for those individuals selecting a vendor or a solution, that kind of thing? What do you think?
I think there's too much to choose from, and that's good and that's bad. That's good because it pushes each other to develop more, to develop better, to come with better solutions. The downside is a lot of still marketing. It's on flyers, it's on paper. It's like, this is what we can do, but you still have to do it. Like buying the solution itself or implementing the solution itself is not silver bullet. It's not going to help you. It's only step zero, because then the work actually starts, because you have to keep maintain processes or invent processes if they're not even within your organization to adopt the solution and get the value of your investment.
I see. Okay. So do you see organisations, make large purchases on software and then forgetting about it and not continuing to get the value from it? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I've seen over the past years. That they bought a solution, they implemented it, and then nobody even looked at it anymore. And then a year later, the renewal is done, and then why did we purchase this solution? Why do we have this solution? And why is nobody looking at it?
I see.
And then that's a sector problem, where we as a sector has failed, in my opinion, because we are there to help our customers get the most of their investments.
Well, that's right. Well, that's one of the added values of value-added resellers, essentially, isn't it, to offer those services?
It should be.
Yeah.